Han Shangyan persuaded Ouyang to join his team, but was unsuccessful. At this time, Solo, the person in charge of SP Team China, came. Han Shangyan had been having arguments with him before and left immediately. Solo sat on the table and asked Oh Chang to join his team. He also said that their old friend Ai Ching also joined his team to be the team leader. After all, Han Shangyan also asked him to join his KK team just now. Now Ouyang was in a dilemma, which team should he join? Solo was furious. In the end, Ouyang finally made the decision to become a member of SP, which made Solo finally smile. Solo came to Han Shangyan, but Han Shangyan seemed to dislike him very much. After all, he was still brooding about the contradictions with him in previous years. Solo told Han Shangyan that now Ouyang had decided to join his team, he will definitely train him well. After talking about this, Solo stood up and left. At this time, Han Shangyan's thoughts couldn't help but quickly immersed in memories. Back then, the Solo team formed by himself and Solo and others won the championship in a competition and was about to enter the World Championship, but unexpectedly, Han Shangyan seemed a little annoyed, and announced in front of everyone that he was leaving the team and retired. Han Shangyan left the arena. Solo caught up with him dissatisfiedly, and angrily asked him why he was making such a decision. But Han Shangyan reluctantly did not want to answer. That night, Solo's team sat on the rooftop and drank stuffy wine. When Oh Chang saw Han Shangyan quitted, he couldn't help but have the idea of retiring. The scene was already in chaos. Han Shangyan came to them at this time. Solo grabbed his collar angrily and fought with him. In the chaos, others pulled the Solo down, and Han Shangyan said reproachfully, he knew it was all his fault, but he really had no choice. At the airport, Han Shangyan was about to leave. Solo knew that there was no way to undo all this. He finally said a word, so that even if Han Shangyan left the Solo team, he would no longer be the captain of other teams. Han Shangyan dragged his luggage and came to Xiaomi and others again, and said his final goodbyes to them. Using the surveillance video of the internet cafe, Tong Nian learned that the account name Han Shangyan had previously logged into the game was called Grunt, so he excitedly found Tong Nian and asked her to invite Grunt to play a game in the game. Then she could get the person she was looking for. Tong Nian happily followed this method and found out that the owner of the account was named Shenzhe. It's a pity that Shenzhe joined the opponent's team just after she was pulled into the game, which gave her no chance to talk to him at all. Tong Nian asked her to walk to Shenzhe's side and use the public screen to talk to him, but not long after the start, she was killed by a passerby. This made her immediately drop her head and be discouraged. What Tong Nian didn't expect was that even though it was Han Shangyan who she wanted to find, Han Shangyan had only used Shenzhe's account to play the game once before, and she had already regarded Shenzhe, who had logged into the game, as Han Shangyan. After the game was over, Shenzhe put down his earphones and said to the others, he would never be able to bring the person he was playing with into the game in the future. It seemed that she must be a child, and her level was too bad. In the evening, Han Shangyan stayed at his home and was sadly immersed in the memories of the past. After all, he and Solo spent such an unforgettable time together back then. Before long, he couldn't help sitting beside a computer, ready to play games again. Coincidentally, Tong Nian also used the computer at home to surf the internet at this time, and encountered Han Shangyan using Shenzhe's account to play games. So she immediately joined in happily. However, in the game, she appeared to be a special dish, and many teammates couldn't help but complain. Han Shangyan had to take good care of her in the game.